There comes a time in life when the mask that people wear starts to slip. The smiles that once seemed warm, the words that once felt reassuring, the promises that once gave you hope, all begin to reveal their true nature. God never allows deception to last forever. No matter how carefully someone tries to hide their true intentions, the truth always finds its way to the surface. If you've ever found yourself in a situation where you were surrounded by people you thought were genuine, only to later realize they weren't, understand that it was not a coincidence. It was God allowing you to see what was hidden. When you're walking in your purpose, not everyone around you is there to support you. Some people are there for their own gain. They pretend to celebrate you, but inside they envy you. They act like they want the best for you, but secretly they hope you fail. They stand beside you not to uplift you, but to take advantage of what you offer. And for a time, it might seem like they truly care. They speak the right words, show up when needed, make you believe they are trustworthy. But God sees what you cannot see. He hears the conversations behind closed doors. He knows the thoughts of those who pretend to be your friends. At first, it may be difficult to understand why God allows these people into your life. You may wonder why He didn't expose them sooner. Why did He let you invest time, energy, and love into relationships that were never real? But understand this, God allows certain things to unfold so that when He does reveal the truth, you will see it clearly. If He had removed them too soon, you might have questioned whether you were mistaken. You might have tried to hold on to relationships that were never meant for you. But when the truth is undeniable, when their actions contradict their words, when their betrayal becomes evident, you will know without a doubt that God has opened your eyes for a reason. And when He reveals the truth, it is not to hurt you, it is to heal you. It is to set you free from connections that would have only held you back. It is to release you from ties that were never meant to last. The longer you remain connected to the wrong people, the harder it becomes to move forward into what God has planned for you. That is why He removes them. That is why He allows their true colors to show. Because He knows that in order for you to step into your purpose fully, you must be surrounded by those who are real, not those who pretend to be. But here's the challenge. When God shows you who someone truly is, believe Him. Don't ignore the signs. Don't try to justify their behavior or convince yourself that you're overreacting. When deception is exposed, it is not an accident. It is divine intervention. God is showing you what you need to see so that you don't continue walking in blindness. Some people will try to manipulate you, making you feel guilty for walking away. They will try to convince you that you misunderstood, that you're being too harsh, that you should give them another chance. But trust what God has revealed. One of the biggest mistakes people make is holding on to relationships that God has already ended. They keep reopening doors that were meant to stay closed. They keep inviting people back into their lives who have already shown their true intentions. And then they wonder why they continue to feel drained, why they struggle to find peace, why their progress seems to be delayed. The reason is simple. You cannot receive God's best while clinging to people who were never part of His plan for you. When you finally see someone's true nature, don't be angry. Don't seek revenge. Don't waste time trying to prove yourself to them. Instead, be grateful. Thank God for opening your eyes. Thank Him for sparing you from further hurt. Thank Him for removing what was never meant for you, because the truth is, some rejections are actually blessings. Some losses are actually wins. And some endings are actually new beginnings. It's painful to realize that people you trusted were never who they pretended to be. But don't let that pain turn into bitterness. Don't let it cause you to lose faith in the good people who still exist. Just because some were fake doesn't mean everyone is. Just because some betrayed you doesn't mean you won't find real loyalty. What God removes, He replaces. What He takes away, He restores. And when the right people come into your life, you will recognize them. They won't need to pretend. Their actions will align with their words. Their presence will bring peace, not confusion. They will celebrate your success, not compete with it. They will pray for you, not plot against you. They will stand by your side because they want to, not because they need something from you. That is the difference between those sent by God and those allowed for a season. And so if God has revealed the truth to you, if He has shown you who someone really is, trust Him. Let go of the past, release the need for closure, walk away with your dignity intact, because the sooner you let go of what was fake, the sooner you will receive what is real. When God begins to reveal the true nature of those around you, it can be a shocking and painful experience. You may have trusted them, confided in them, and even built a future with them in mind, but when their mask begins to slip, when their words no longer align with their actions, when the support you thought was real turns out to be empty, you are faced with a choice. Ignore what God is showing you and continue in deception, or accept the truth and move forward in faith. God does not reveal things to hurt you. He reveals them to protect you. He shows you the reality of people's hearts because He does not want you to be bound by lies or manipulated by those who do not truly care for you. At first, you may resist believing what you see. You may try to justify their behavior, telling yourself that they didn't mean to hurt you, that maybe you misunderstood, that they are going through something and just need time. You may try to remind yourself of the good times, the moments when they seemed to be everything you needed. But no matter how much you try to convince yourself otherwise, the truth will continue to make itself known. God does not allow you to remain blind when He has called you to walk in wisdom. Some people are placed in your life only for a season. They come with a purpose, and when that purpose is fulfilled, they are meant to leave. But because of emotional attachment, we often try to hold on to what God is trying to remove. We cling to people who were only meant to teach us a lesson, not stay in our lives permanently. And the longer we hold on, the harder it becomes to move forward into the blessings God has for us. It is in these moments that God will allow circumstances to unfold that force you to see the truth. The lies will begin to unravel. The conversations they had behind your back will come to light. The way they truly feel about you will slip out in moments of anger or frustration. And when that happens, you have to be strong enough to accept what God is showing you. Do not ask for more signs. Do not wait for them to betray you again, just to confirm what you already know. God is not a God of confusion. When He shows you something, He means for you to act on it. One of the hardest things to do is walk away from people you once loved, from friendships you thought would last a lifetime, from relationships that you invested so much into. But what you must remember is that every removal is a redirection. God does not take away without the intention of giving you something better. He does not allow you to lose people unless He is making room for the right ones to enter your life. What you thought was the best relationship, the strongest friendship, the most unbreakable bond, may have only been a distraction keeping you from what is truly meant for you. When you start to let go of what was never real, you will notice something happening in your spirit. You will begin to feel lighter, as if a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. The anxiety you felt when dealing with that person will fade. The constant need to prove yourself will disappear. The second guessing, the doubting, the wondering where you stand with them, all of it will be gone, and in its place will come peace. Because when you remove what is not of God, what remains is clarity. It is easy to fall into the trap of wanting closure. You may feel the need to confront them, to demand answers, to force them to admit the truth. But closure is not something other people can always give you. Sometimes closure is accepting that the situation has ended, and that is all the explanation you need. You do not need their apology to move on. You do not need their acknowledgement of wrongdoing to heal. God has already revealed the truth, and that is enough. Do not waste your energy trying to convince someone to value you. Do not exhaust yourself explaining why you deserve better. If they could not see your worth when you were giving them your best, they will not see it now. Instead of trying to make them understand, focus on what God is calling you to. There is a purpose for your life that goes beyond this situation. There are new relationships waiting for you, people who will love you genuinely, who will support you without hidden motives, who will appreciate you for who you are, not for what you can offer them. Sometimes when God removes someone from your life, it is an act of mercy. You may not realize it now, but the person you are mourning may have been standing in the way of your blessings. They may have been preventing you from stepping into a season of abundance, a season where you will thrive without constantly feeling drained. And when you finally reach that new place, you will look back and understand why they had to go. It is not your job to expose them. It is not your responsibility to make others see their true colors. That is God's work. Your focus should be on healing, on growing, on moving forward with grace. Let them continue in their ways, because in due time, everything that is done in the dark will come to light. You do not need to fight for your reputation. You do not need to prove that you were right. God will handle all of that. What matters most is that you do not allow this experience to harden your heart. Do not let their betrayal make you bitter. Do not let their deception cause you to stop trusting others. Just because one person was fake does not mean that everyone is. There are still genuine people in this world. There are still friends who will stand by you, still relationships that will be built on trust and honesty. If you close yourself off because of one bad experience, you might miss out on the good things that God has in store for you. So if God has shown you the truth about someone, do not ignore it. Do not waste another moment holding on to something that was never real. Trust that He is leading you towards something greater, something pure, something that aligns with His purpose for your life. Let go with grace, walk away with peace, and step boldly into the future that He has prepared for you. When God reveals the truth about someone in your life, it can be both a painful and eye-opening experience. You may have spent years believing in their sincerity, trusting their words, and investing in the relationship, only to realize that their intentions were never pure. It is difficult to accept that people you once held close were never truly for you. But when God exposes their true nature, it is not to break you, it is to free you. He wants to remove what is false from your life so that you can embrace what is real. He allows you to see their deception, their manipulation, their selfishness, not to hurt you, but to guide you away from relationships that were never meant to last. One of the most difficult aspects of this revelation is the emotional conflict it brings. You may struggle with disbelief, questioning whether what you are seeing is real. You may try to rationalize their behavior, convincing yourself that they didn't mean to hurt you, that their actions were a mistake, that perhaps you are overreacting, but deep inside you know the truth. God does not reveal things without purpose. He does not allow you to see behind the mask without reason. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You may want to hold on, to give them another chance, to believe that they can change, but the truth remains. God has shown you who they are because He does not want you to waste your time and energy on relationships that do not align with His plan for your life. It is especially hard when the person God reveals is someone you love deeply. It could be a friend you considered family, a partner you envisioned a future with, a mentor you admired, or even a relative you trusted completely. When God pulls back the curtain and exposes their heart, it can feel like your world is falling apart. The person you thought they were and the person they truly are do not align, and that realization can be devastating. You may feel betrayed, angry, confused, and even lost, but in these moments, God is calling you to trust Him. He is removing what is false so that you can receive what is true. He is allowing the deception to be uncovered so that you do not continue to be bound by lies. Sometimes God will allow people to reveal their own true nature over time. You will notice inconsistencies in their actions. They will say one thing but do another. They will claim to support you, yet their actions will contradict their words. They will celebrate you in public but criticize you behind closed doors. They will pretend to have your best interests at heart while secretly resenting your growth. And if you pay attention, God will continue to show you signs. He will bring situations that expose their motives. He will allow circumstances to unfold that reveal where their loyalty truly lies. And when the moment comes where their mask fully falls, you will have a choice. Will you continue to ignore the truth, or will you walk away? Many people struggle with letting go because they fear being alone. They wonder what life will look like without that person. They worry about starting over, about trusting again, about the pain of moving forward. But the reality is, staying connected to someone who is not genuine is far worse than walking away. When you keep fake people in your life, you are preventing yourself from experiencing real love, real support, real connection. You are holding on to something that is not meant for you, and in doing so, you are blocking the blessings that God has in store. One of the most important things to remember when God exposes someone is that He is doing it for your good. He is not trying to harm you. He is not punishing you. He is protecting you. Sometimes the person you are holding on to is the very thing standing in the way of your breakthrough. They may be draining your energy, stunting your growth, or keeping you from stepping fully into your purpose. You may not realize it now, but the removal of that relationship is a divine redirection. It is God making space for what is truly meant for you. God will also give you peace once you accept what He is showing you. The pain of betrayal, the sting of deception, the heartbreak of letting go, it will not last forever. Over time, you will begin to see the situation differently. You will understand that their departure was necessary. You will realize that what you lost was nothing compared to what you are about to gain. And when you look back, you will thank God for revealing the truth because it saved you from investing in something that was never real. The enemy often uses fake people as distractions. He places them in your life to keep you stuck, to make you question yourself, to drain your joy and peace. But God will not allow you to be deceived forever. He will open your eyes, He will expose their true nature, and He will give you the strength to walk away. And when you do, you will find freedom. You will no longer be bound by manipulation, by false loyalty, by relationships that only take from you without giving anything in return. Healing after this kind of revelation takes time. You may need to process the emotions, grieve the loss, and rebuild your sense of trust. But do not let one person's deception harden your heart. Do not allow bitterness to take root. Instead, use this experience as a lesson. Let it sharpen your discernment. Let it teach you to recognize true loyalty, genuine love, and honest connections. Let it remind you that God's wisdom is always greater than our own, and when He removes someone, it is always for a reason. So if God is showing you someone's true nature, do not ignore it. Do not hold on to what He is trying to remove. Trust that He is making room for something better. Trust that He is leading you towards relationships that are built on honesty, love, and mutual respect. Trust that He is setting you free from anything that is not meant to be part of your destiny. Because when God exposes the fake, it is only so that you can finally embrace what is real. When God removes someone from your life, it can feel like a deep wound, a betrayal, or even a punishment. But in reality, it is a divine intervention, a moment where God is protecting you from something you cannot yet see. When He reveals the true nature of someone around you, It is never to hurt you. It is to free you. Sometimes we become so attached to people that we overlook their flaws, ignore their warning signs, and justify their actions even when they continuously hurt us. We hold on because we fear losing them, but God, in His infinite wisdom, knows when someone is no longer meant to be part of our journey. One of the hardest things to accept is that not everyone who starts with you is meant to finish with you. There are people who enter your life for a season, to teach you something, to challenge you, or even to serve as a stepping stone for your growth. But when their season is over, holding on to them only brings pain. God knows this, which is why He often allows circumstances to arise that reveal their true character. Maybe they betrayed your trust. Maybe they only supported you when it was convenient for them. Maybe they were never truly for you, but rather they were for what you could do for them. And once God opens your eyes to see the reality, you have a choice. Continue clinging to something that no longer serves you, or walk away in faith, trusting that God has something better. People often struggle with letting go because they confuse attachment with love. Just because you have history with someone does not mean they are meant to be in your future. Just because you have shared moments, laughter, and even deep conversations does not mean they are aligned with your destiny. God sees beyond the surface. He sees the hidden motives, the private conversations, the thoughts they never speak out loud. And when He decides to remove them, it is because He sees the harm they could cause you if they were to remain in your life. The process of separation can be painful. It is never easy to lose a friend, a partner, or a mentor you once trusted. It can feel like a loss, like a piece of you is missing. You may question why it had to happen this way, why they had to betray you, why they had to show their true colors in such a painful manner. But understand this, God allows people to reveal themselves in the exact way you need to see them. Sometimes He let them stay just long enough for you to learn the lesson. Sometimes He removes them abruptly to spare you from deeper pain. Either way, He knows what He's doing. In the moment, it may seem unfair. You may wonder why God would allow you to go through heartbreak, disappointment, or betrayal. But what if the real blessing is not in keeping them, but in letting them go? What if by removing them, God is making space for the right people to enter your life? What if the very person you are crying over is the one blocking your true blessing?